Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I be to my lecturer, Puan Rozana, and also today I am going to present about the role, powers, and also the function of industrial court. So before that, let me start from introducing myself. So my name is Lidiya Zulaikha Binti Khairul Annuar with the matrix number of EX03516. Okay, we were given a task to do a video and our presentation based on a topic we chose. So this is for this video is for our test one. So before further ado, let's keep on let's get started. Okay, let's start. Okay, have you ever known what is industrial court, or have you ever heard of industrial court? Have you been into a law class and heard about the word industrial court? Okay, so industrial court is actually the long title of the industrial relation, which is from the Act 1967, which was amended by the Industrial Relations Amendment of Act 2007, and also Act A1322 prescribed as the following. Okay, so let me tell you about it. It is said that an act to promote and maintain industrial harmony and to provide for the regulation of the relation between employers and workmen and their trade union, and the prevention and settlement of any difference or dispute arising from their relationship, and generally to deal with trade disputes and matter arising therefrom. Meaning, it is here that it is said that the industrial court is actually to maintain the industrial harmony, to actually maintain the relationship, and also to dispute any arising problem in the industry. Okay, so okay, that is for the industrial court. So now we are moving forward to the role of industrial court. Okay, so what is the role of industrial court? Okay, let me tell you. Okay, have you ever googled or ever know about what industrial court would do or their role? Have you ever? Okay, if you have not yet, there are actually three roles from the industrial court. So the three roles of the industrial court is actually, first, it is actually to uphold the social justice, which is just now what I mentioned earlier. They want to maintain the relationship in the industry, and also to dispute any rising problem that is happening. Okay, so first we have to remember that the first role of the industrial court is very easy, which is they uphold the social justice. And also the second one, the industrial court is to act in accordance with equity, good conscience, and also substantial merits of the case. Okay, to act in accordance with equity and good conscience and substantial merits of the case. Okay, the third one is also to create a harmony industry, like I mentioned earlier, which is to create a harmonious industrial environment through the process of arbitration and the decisions of the court. Which means award consistent within the Industrial Relations Act 1967. Okay, so we have mentioned about the role of industrial court, which is the three one. We uphold the social justice, to act in accordance with equity, good conscience, and also substantial merits of the case. And then the third one is creating harmonious industrial environment. Okay, moving on. So moving on, I am going to tell you more further about the power of the industrial court. Okay, just now we just mentioned about the role of the industrial court, which we have three. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the power of industrial court. Okay, what is the power of the industrial court? Okay, let me tell you. The industrial court is a creature of statute, which is for example, the Industrial Relations Act from 1967, and also it is powered, meaning its powers are derived from provisions of the statute, which are the rules of the game, and the industrial court has to decide according to these rules, meaning they have their own rules. According to the Industrial Relations Act 1967, The powers conferred upon the industrial court have the force of law behind it and are not accessible by reason of discretion vested in it. So in other words, actually, the industrial court has to function within the limits imposed by the statute that created it, and also to act according to its provisions. Meaning, like I mentioned earlier, it has its own powers that they have to follow according to the Industrial Relations, for example, Industrial Relations Act 1967. And also, I would give an example for that case. For example, there's a case from Mostek Malaysia Sdn Bhd, which is in Penang, located in Penang. It is the Mostek Malaysia Sdn Bhd, a company located in Penang, versus Cik Aniza Yaakob and 763 Ors Penang. Okay. And also regarding to that, we have another case also, which is an example case for that is the Dunlop Estate, Berhad, also versus All Malayan Estate Staff Union, which is in the 1980. Which, you know, this case is actually held by Muhammad Azmi J. I think it's held by Muhammad Azmi J. I just read about it. So Muhammad Azmi J has said that, in my view, having regard to the principles and enunciated in the cases stated, meaning the principles which is stated in the cases, the Industrial Relations Act, being a social legislation enacted with the prime object of attaining social justice and industrial peace, demands practical and realistic interpretation wherever necessary, for the purpose of maintaining good relationship and fair dealings between employees and workers and their trade union, and the settlement of any differences or disputes arising from their relationship. Okay, so what is meant here by Muhammad Azmi J? He said that in his view, having the regard of the principles stated in the cases, the Industrial Relation Act is actually being a social legislation, meaning the industrial relation is actually upholding the social justice, which he stated it demands practical and realistic interpretation whenever necessary, and the purpose of maintaining good relationship and fair dealings between employers and workers and also their trade union. So this is what Muhammad Azmi J said in the role in the power of industrial court. Okay, so that is from the case of Dunlop Estate Berhad versus All Malayan Estate Staff Union, which I gave an example for. Okay, so moving on, we're going to the next one, which is the last one. Okay, so we're going to tell I'm going to tell about the functions of industrial court. So we are going through the functions of industrial court. So I'm going to tell you about the functions of industrial court. Okay, so what are the functions of the industrial court? Actually, the functions of industrial court is to hear and hand down decisions or awards in industrial disputes referred to it by the minister or directly by the parties. Okay, let me tell you again. Okay, actually, to make it easier for you, actually, for the functions of industrial court, they have two. So the first one that I mentioned earlier, which is to hear and hand down decisions, meaning to make decisions. And also the second one is also to grant cognizance to the collective agreements which have been jointly deposited by the employers or the trade union of the employees and trade union of the employees itself. So the functions are, I repeat it again, the functions of industrial court, they have two: to hear and hand down decisions, meaning they tend to make decisions, to hear and hand down decisions, to make decisions, and also to grant cognizance to the collective agreements, meaning they have to do something about it. Okay. Okay, so means they have to do something about it regarding to the case. Okay, I think that will be much more clearer. Okay, so let me tell you an example about the functions of the industrial court, which is happening. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay, so so let me give you an example of what is happening, the case is what is happening in Malaysia, which is in Hotel Malaya, Sendirian Berhad and Annuar versus National Union of Hotel, Bar and Restaurant Workers and Annuar. Okay, this might be very confusing. Okay, this is actually a case from Hotel Malaya and Annuar, and also with National Union of Hotel, which is the bar and restaurant workers and also Annuar. Meaning here, the case is for is between Hotel Malaya and also National Union of Hotel. Okay, this one from Raja Azlan Shah. He also said, he described that the function of the industrial court are as follows, which is I'm going to tell you. Okay, actually, Raja Azlan Shah had said, he had mentioned that he had once said, quoted, he said that it exercises a judicial function, a judicial function, meaning actually the function of industrial court is actually it exercise it practice a quasi judicial function, and also it gives a full reason judgment in the nature of an award, meaning the industrial court is actually giving a full reason judgment based on the case, any case itself, and also it functions to comprise an investigation of the facts and analyze of the facts, finding of facts, and lastly the application of the law to those findings. Meaning here, Raja Azlan Shah have said that it gives a full reason judgment in the nature of an award, section 30. And also the function is to compare, meaning they did an investigation before they made a judgment itself. So they need to really analyze and find the facts to actually make a judgment. Okay, so that is why he said that it practices quasi judicial function in the function of industrial court. Okay, so we have gone through the three elements, which is, okay, we've gone through um the role of industrial court, the power of industrial court, and also the and also the function of industrial court. Okay, so in addition, I just want to add it up. Okay, from my research in this topic, okay, I just want to tell you about the types of cases which is heard from the industrial court, the types of cases heard in the industrial court. Okay, so just let me tell you briefly about what cases is happening in the industrial court. So the types of cases that is happening is, one of them is dismissal of workmen which have been referred to the industrial court by the minister. Okay, and the second, the trade disputes between employers, trade unions or employers, and trade union of workmen which have been referred to the industrial court. And also, not only that, applications by any party bound by an award or collective agreement for the interpretation, amendment, or even a variation, it's a tear off, yeah. So and also the applications made by any party bound by an award to refer to the High Court on questions of law. Not only that, complaints of compliance of an award or collective agreement, cases of victimization in connection with trade unions. So these are actually the types of cases which are heard in the industrial court. Okay. So to end up my presentation today about the role, the power, and also the function of industrial court, I would like to conclude that conclusion. I would like to conclude that the industrial court is armed with jurisdiction to decide upon complaints of dismissal which are alleged to be without just cause or excuse. Meaning, the industrial is very, very fair. They would not do anything. They would do a judgment literally based on the investigation. So it is actually to uphold a social justice. The industrial court is very fair. They will make a judgment based on the investigation and also the analyzation that they made. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, the industrial court is armed with the jurisdiction to decide upon complaints of dismissal which are alleged to be with just cause or excuse. The industrial court may award the following remedies: reinstatement of the employee concerned, monetary compensation in the form of back wages. So I hope my presentation helps to clear out about this topic. I hope um, I hope everything is well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much from me. And also that is all from me. Okay, thank you so much.